I want to talk about this little twerp, this little neo-Nazi. Speaking of people who were friendly with Kanye, this is Nick Fuentes, and people are like, "Oh, Nick is admitting that Trump is bad." And he's like, going against what he used to say, and he's like repentant. I don't know if I get that from this, RM. You got to listen to this and tell me if you feel like Nick Fuentes, this was, I believe, like a week ago, is repentant here.
As much as I hate to admit it, liberals were right fundamentally about Trump. Whether he has good intentions or bad intentions, whether he means well or not, some people blame his advisors. Some people blame people around him. Whatever you think about his culpability, he is in effect, okay? Maybe not consciously or intentionally, but in effect, what he is a demagogue. What he is a populist demagogue. And directionally, what liberals said about him, which is that he was stirring up the rubes, animating the rubes with nativist rhetoric and ginning up resentment against the system to empower himself and the people around him, and then brought the swamp closer to the periphery in his first and second administration, willing to say and do anything. Yeah, that all kind of turned out to be true. Yeah, that basically turned out to be true.
I don't know if you noticed this. He's kind of got the view filter on, the little soft filter.
Yeah, he's got that soft focus situation.
Out here trying to be cute out here, huh?
He finally looks his age. When people are like, "Oh yeah, that dude's like 52," he's not actually. I think he's like 36. But I'm like, "Oh yeah, he kind of is like looking like it." His face starting to get all wide and. But God, he needs to really do something with the hair. But like, so this doesn't sound, because I feel like the next clip is going to be him going like, "We got you. And it's true. We got a demagogue and it's good. And we like the nativist speak because, we do think we should resegregate society." Like that's what he said. Why does he have too many teeth? But like, that's... So that doesn't, but he's basically like, yeah, this is what it is. First of all, are we seeing the MAGA base versus the MAGA elites happening here? Does the MAGA base listen? I mean, I'm sure a lot of neo-Nazis posting Holocaust denial memes on Twitter are like, "Yeah, I didn't want a demagogue. I wanted a democratic white ethno state like Israel."
Right. Well, I kind of read it at I don't know like what I've never watched this guy's show, but it sounds like he could be saying like, "This guy's not the real deal. He's not the real deal. He's not like racist enough or something." Is that what he's saying?
I think he's saying that I think the swamp comment is the key, right? That like Trump is basically surrounding himself with a bunch of corporate CEOs and executives, obviously from Tesla, SpaceX, but from all areas. He's really in with AI. He's in with these, crypto fascists. Yeah. And that is the swamp. And liberals were right. I mean, I think he's like, liberals were right. Like, that's what he's doing. That's the game. So we signed up for the authentic racism, the like people-powered racism. Yeah. We don't want this top-down racism. We want the bottom-up racism.
I love the innocence of that. Like, wait a second, they threw a bunch of money at this guy. Now he's doing what they say. What? That's not how politics works in America. What the hell? That's crazy.
But it's funny. Is sort of like if you thought this was your Bernie and all of a sudden he's like, "I love Amazon Prime." Yeah. Like you'd be like, "What?" So like, right. But like, do you not pay attention to this dude? Didn't you like him because he was a businessman? Do you know what business is? I feel like people don't know what business is. Like, do you know what business has become in the last, I don't know, 30, 40 years? It's about squeezing you down to a small little sponge. You're just whittling you down to a nub as a worker and shipping your job abroad.
Yeah, and especially like the crypto thing. I mean, they were one of the crypto industry, huge money injections into the the presidential race, and like That one is just the like squeezing people. That's like a next level because it's basically like you're funneling people into like a casino that's like more of a scam than a real casino, you
Yep.
know. And like that's where that's at. And like that is funny though. I mean, it's a similar thing to the Bannon style. Like he's an like an interesting character to watch because he does speak in a lot of material terms, like maybe this guy does, where it's like, oh, the working class and da 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 da. But in the end, their solution, it's because Bannon is like an Ivy League like nerd, I guess, or something like that. But he's like speaking in these kind of like material terms, but it always like the whatever it's always a trick at the end because it's like, oh well, you know, Trump's gonna somehow fix it, or you know,
Right.
we just need a
Well,
monarch.
Bannon also allegedly doesn't like Elon and doesn't like, you know, that like he's cozying up to him. And I think it's all BS. I think it's just
Yeah.
because he doesn't like how it looks. He's like, you have to hold the oligarchy cards a little bit closer to the chest. You got to like be faux pro-union. You got to like go back and do the thing you did when you talked to coal miners and, you know, looking like, Zoolander up in there, you know, just like you've got to pander to and a little bit more. But like, that's very different than what, you know, the Heritage Foundation wanted and what Project 2025 is. It's about mass layoffs. It's about a Christian nationalist pro-corporate agenda. And so, I feel like they're like, oh man, we thought it was going to be a real populist, you know, and again, but we're fine with all the segregation and we're fine with the rescinding of rights from different groups of people and defunding public schools and, you know, making it a crime to be trans, but not like this. So yeah, it's, either way, I hope they get a Neuralink chip implant very, very soon. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.